What's going on, guys? Your boy HQ420 here, welcoming y'all back another episode Beyond the Cube. We've got the powerful one with us as always, Corey Hughes.
My fucking cat won't leave me alone. He's hungry, but he already ate twice today. That fat fuck.
You said you said the cat?
Yeah.
Well, the cat ate twice. Well, I mean, it wants to eat again. It wants to. It won't. It's trying to understand why you got this boot of tyranny upon its neck on how many times it can eat per day.
You're correct. Because we did just change its food. It used to just have kibble all the time laying out. Not anymore. Now it gets these like special like wet food. So he
You
ain't
know,
liking it.
the whole pet. Yeah, the whole pet conundrum comes from our need to conquer. All right. I don't even see it so much as love. All right. And maybe some people feel genuine love, you know. But I see it more as our innate need to conquer and rule over. What do you think?
Maybe. All I know is my dog's always in the fucking way. I swear to God, I love my dog. But if it's possible for my dog to be in the wrong place at the wrong fucking time, it is there. Like you go to the fucking fridge to get something out, you turn around and you trip over the dog because she's right there, right? Like there's no place that you can fucking go that she ain't gonna find a way. You go to lay down on the bed, she hops in the bed right before you get there. It's like, oh my, what the fuck is going on here? It's like a cry for help.
Hey, well, look, I mean, it just is what it is with that. Okay, that's just all there is to it. Um, we got a lot of pet owners out there. People love their pets. I'm not against pets for other people. I'm just against them for me. Okay.
You know, I'll
Uh,
tell you, I gotta
every
say that it's I love having my dog, but man, let me tell you, like when you if you're trying to look for a place and get into a place and you got a dog, especially a pit bull like me, that's rough. There goes like 80% of your options out the window. So you got to resort to things like getting your shit certified as a support animal, and then not tell them
yeah,
and hope they renew your lease when they
yeah,
find out.
yeah. On top of that, they're gonna bust that ass with a little extra fee. You know what I'm saying?
Bro, pet rent is the
They're gonna
biggest
get up
scam
in
I
that
ever heard
ass.
of. Pet rent is the biggest scam. So I don't have any fucking hard feelings about getting support animal status for my dog. I just tell them I'm an ex cop, and they're like, "Oh, okay, you can have a support animal."
Support animal.
Yeah, emotional support.
Oh shit! I mean, I thought we talking about some real support, like you got what's that shit? The diabetes, and it
That's a
starts
service
barking
animal.
whenever you're
That's
about to
something
fall
different.
out.
There's actually legal
Oh,
differences between a
okay.
service and a support animal. I looked into it because
Yeah, you see, I'm fine. I'm fine with folks who need the dog for its service. Folks who got that shit start barking and shit when you about to fall out and die. Yeah, you see, I'm down with that. Um, but the emotional support animal, man, nigga, please, man. You know what I'm saying? I mean, for me, and this is some cold hearted shit, but I can't talk to my dog and feel better the next day. You know what I'm saying? I had a pet dog. I never talked to it. You know, we go out, play a little bit. It was always outside dog. It was never inside dog. Uh, when they were young, put them back in the truck for the night. But the next day, roll the windows down. We got back, let them out. Then once they got bigger, we chained them up to a old log truck that we had because they were kind of dangerous, to be honest. Um, because they were like chow and part wolf. That's what they were, mix. And so when we actually went and got them, we got them for Christmas one year. And when we went and picked them out, they were collectively tearing apart a deer carcass when we went and picked them up.
oh,
Yeah, so they were actually avid hunters. Like they would kill stuff and drag it in the yard and leave it. They wouldn't eat it. They would just go kill it. Like they would kill like a deer and come dragging in the yard. Like so. Thing is, they never mess with people outside of our place. But if you did roll up into the yard and we were not outside, uh, they would literally break the chains to come get you. Like they were that territorial.
that's wild.
Um, remember, yeah, we had the one my sister's dog. Uh, we took um we took him to the vet one time, And they were fine. Vet was sitting there, messing with them and stuff. And then, my sister was small, and the vet was like, "Oh, hey, how you doing?" He reached towards her, latched right on. The minute he reached, it was like, "What you doing?" So they had to muzzle after that. 'Cause, I mean, the minute they reached, like they were extremely territorial, like us. I mean, don't reach towards us, don't make a move. Matter of fact, don't come in the yard. Okay, you need to stand still. They had a tragic end because they ended up getting a disease. My dad had to shoot one, had to pick the other one up. My dog was blinded in one eye. It was pretty tragic end
Oh,
for him.
that sucks.
So, but it's all good. You know what I'm saying? This was many a moon ago. I think I was like 8, 9. So it's all good. So I had my run with animals, and of course I had some roommates who had dogs and stuff like that. And I always said, you know what? When I get my own place, it's gonna be no dogs. Okay,
I had a
no
roommate who
animals
had a
in the
snake.
house.
I had a roommate with a snake, and I liked the snake.
What like a boa,
It was a
like
ball.
one
It
of
was
the
a ball
pythons or
python.
something like that.
It was a ball python, but it was
Oh,
big.
okay.
It was like 4 foot, which is really big for a ball python. And
Oh,
so we used to do shit like we would feed it live mice. You're supposed to feed it dead mice, and like after it's been
mm-hmm,
frozen and all this stuff. But we would go and put it in the bathtub with a live mouse just to see what it would do. And that motherfucker,
mm-hmm.
oh, that shit was it was interesting to see its primal instincts in action. That thing would go after it. Something fierce. Also, once I had a tarantula, and one time I wanted to see because I was feeding it crickets, and I wanted to see what would happen if I gave it a mouse. So I put a live mouse in there, and overnight, the live mouse stayed, at one side, and the spider was at the other side. And sometime the next day, I went and looked, and like there was no mouse in there anymore. And I'm like, wait a minute, he didn't eat no bones or none of that stuff. So the mouse must have just got out somehow. It must have hopped out and got out of the thing. So I'm like, okay,
So you
whatever.
had a mouse running around your crib.
Well, I ended up changing out the spider's stuff like a month later, and
Uh
the
huh.
skeleton of that fucking mouse was in that fucking thing. Oh,
Oh, okay.
I couldn't believe it. That fucking spider must have feasted on that mouse for like the whole month. I mean, it
Uh
was
huh.
literally skeleton. I could not believe it that little fucking spider did that shit.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, hey,
Nature is brutal. It don't give
it
a
is,
fuck.
man.
It doesn't feel
What
guilt or have
nature?
a conscience or none of that.
It doesn't. I mean, and it goes for the easiest of kills. You're young, okay, and the elderly and injured. That's who we protect, or quote unquote protect as humans. Oh, protect the youth, protect the elderly. No, nature dictates that they die first. Okay, I mean, that's what that's what nature dictates. It's like, oh, you young and you don't know the ropes yet. Oh yeah, that's an easy meal. Go on get them. Oh, you old and you injured. Yeah, take them out. You know what I'm saying? And you know what the other animals be doing a lot of time? They be off in the distance looking like, damn. You seen zebra? You seen the old zebra when one of them get taken out? The other zebra be out there looking in the distance like, mm. Johnny got ate today, boy. Johnny ain't make it home. You know what I'm saying? Oh man, so I mean that's the way it looks. It's the way it looks. It's okay. Even with parental figures. I've seen this with birds. They ruthless, man. If they see one of the chicks is don't look like it's gonna make it, they just straight up throw it out the nest. I seen that shit. They're like, damn. They picked the damn the little chick up, threw it right out the nest, 50 feet to the ground, smash, splattered that rat trap. I was like, damn. That's what it looks like. No remorse. It's like this is just the way it is. But that's why they have a bunch of offspring at one time because the likelihood of half of them getting ate is pretty high. So your life expectancy isn't long. So
Yeah.
it just is what it is. It is what it is. We're a little bit more protective of humans. I don't know. I think we might have became overly soft. You know,
Oh, we
because
deserve
because
we
times really
bro.
times really been easy. You
We
know, especially over here in the U.S.
we soft. We soft.
Yeah,
We
I mean, you
deserve
got to think. Was
extinction.
okay.
Like really, the
So,
lions should just storm us and eat us. That's just where it should go.
yeah, so the last real shit that went down here was the Civil War. So that's the last real shit. Truly real shit.
That was some real shit, I guess. Yeah, some people getting shot and stuff, and shit
Yeah,
blowing
yeah,
up, and yeah.
that's what I'm saying. If you didn't have $300, you had to go to serve in the military. And $300 back when they were doing that, I mean, that was like fucking damn 50,000 now. You know what I'm saying?
So it's kind of interesting because the South was unified. You know, all the people had
Hmm.
the same ideology. Nowadays, don't matter where you are, you have a mix of ideology,
Right. Hmm.
which is weird because you can't really have a geographic civil war. So how would you have a
It would be
civil war?
difficult.
Real difficult. Like it wouldn't go back to being Texas and Arkansas and all that shit again. You know what I mean? It would. I don't even know what it would look
Yeah,
like.
yeah.
It would be like a spotty patchwork all over the country, or would it? Or would it just be a spotty patchwork in them big cities? Because when you look at like where the Republican voters
Oh,
are
that's true.
and where the
Yeah.
fucking Democrat voters are, all the Democrat voters are concentrated in the big cities.
Yeah, so
So
you could just send one rocket there and you pretty much clean up.
you know something, I could see some general fucking calculating that would just be, we take out some of the red, but that'd be collateral damage to,
Yeah.
get the job done. You know?
You got to think like, but most of your cities are blue, okay? And look, I'm not advocating that this happened. This is all theoretical, all
Theoretical.
right? But if theoretical, if it got into civil war type of territory, and you were looking to strike, it would be much easier to strike the blue. If that's the way we're going to be separated, as opposed to striking the red, which
You'd
would be
have
more dispersed.
Oh yeah, it's everywhere. And then you'd have to think there are certain red centers of power as
Hmm.
opposed to like the middle of rural fucking Nebraska is like red, but there's no point in striking there because there's nothing there. You know what I mean?
Right.
So you would have some red concentrations of power. I don't know where they'd be. Maybe like Omaha, and I wouldn't say Dallas so much because it's a bigger city.
It said Omaha.
Yeah, like Omaha or fucking Little Rock or Mobile, Alabama. You know,
I mean, damn, boy, hey, you hit all the big ones, didn't you? I mean, shit, every big city's blue in the whole United States. I mean, that's what it is. When you look at it, it's blue.
is it really blue or are they just stealing fucking everything? Are
They
they
could be
stealing the
doing
poll
that too.
numbers? It seems like they have no scruples. They're ruthless.
Maybe they could be. Maybe they're bluish. They're blue. They're blue-like.
They
Almost
cry
like
out as
being
they
Jew-like.
strike you.
Yeah, they might be Jew-like as well.
What do you say?
Jew-like. You know what I'm saying? Because I mean, you can just. I think you can christen yourself as one of those. I think you can. It's like knighting. It's like somebody being knighted.
Oh, you can be christened the honorary Jew.
Yeah, can't you be an honorary Jew?
I think that's just their way of
Jews out
suckering
there, let
you.
us know something.
That's
Jews
their
out
way
there,
of
let us
suckering
know
you.
something.
Yeah,
People can become Muslim, okay? So can I become an honorary Jew?
I don't think so. Well, Sammy Davis Jr. did, but he worshipped Satan.
Directly? Indirectly.
you never seen that video with Eddie Murphy where they're driving in the car and Eddie Murphy's like, fucking, I had dinner with Sammy Davis Jr. and he told me that Satan was more powerful than God. And he's like, I was like, oh yeah, and he just went on about it. And he could tell I was getting all weird about it, so he shut up about it. But so it's like, I told you. He was because he was on paper he was Jewish. He was a Jewish convert. So
On paper. Okay, yes, yes,
it's
on
so funny
paper.
because he didn't have to convert because his ancestors are the real Jews, the real Hebrews. So he converted back to his original religion, I guess.
Oh, the true
The
Hebrews.
true
So that
Hebrews.
means that I could go ahead and just claim my Hebrew heritage, right?
You absolutely 100% could. You could probably draw a straight line because the true diaspora was Africa. Really, you got to think. You think this is so frustrating because, like, when you look at like the real history of what happened and how when the quote unquote Jews at the time, the Hebrews, the Israelites, were expelled. What, they just get in ships and like sailed in North America? No, they were expelled into Africa. That's where they all went. That's the real diaspora, not the whole world. You know, the whole story of that
Mhm.
is it's co-opted history.
Okay, so hey, so Negroes out there, um, I mean, grab the rope. We bringing Hebrew back, all right?
And
Justin
good
Timberlake
luck
brought
getting into
sexy
Israel
back. We're
though.
bringing Hebrew back.
Good luck going
You
to
don't think they let
Israel
me
and
back
saying
in?
no. You'd be like, yo, I'm the true Jews, and they'd be like, fuck you.
I know. I ain't gonna say I'm a true Jew. I'm true Hebrew.
True Hebrew.
Okay. All right. So that's even more superior. That's more superior in nature. So I mean, y'all should show me some respect. Okay, put some respect on my name. That's what Birdman said. We need some respect on our name. Oh no, the last person who talked about that, who talked about that? Kyrie Irving. They're trying to kick him out of the NBA.
For
They were
what?
like, "Oh, yeah, I read a book about black Jews," and they were like, "Be gone, Satan!
Is he still play?
You better apologize to them white Jews."
He still play?
Yeah, he's still in there.
Yeah. Whatever
He was
happened
too
to
good to
that?
kick out.
Whatever happened to that one motherfucker who played football who had a heart attack that everyone denied was from the vaccine?
Oh, Damar Hamlin,
What happened to him?
man, that's a clone. They say he's back, but
Is that
when
him?
he
Is he actually
came
playing
back,
games?
man,
Because there's been
supposedly,
zero anything about him. He should be like the superstar wonder hit story for all time. Came back from a heart attack, but no,
yeah,
we never hear nothing about him.
yeah, there's a brow raised on that. Well, I'm gonna be honest with you. People act like 2020 didn't even happen. It's like those old was it like old movies that they say didn't exist and exist because you had a copy of it and watched it.
Oh my god, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I can't believe this. Well, I can believe it, but I
Was
just
that?
was looking into what Damar Hamlin. I put in Damar Hamlin heart attack wiki, and one of the first
Uh,
articles that came up says this: in one study of deaths related to heart failure, black athletes were nearly 5 times more likely to die than white athletes because heart attacks are racist.
that's what I'm talking about.
Unfucking believable.
Well, they are.
Oh my god. So
They
they're
strike
still,
Negroes quicker, man.
bro, they're still sticking with the comio cordis thing, the Harry Potter fucking illness. He experienced a cardiac arrest during a game on January 2nd, 2023, which was later confirmed to be caused by commotio cordis, a rare condition triggered by a blow to the chest. Oh, suck my fucking
Oh,
balls.
no, he did not get hit hard. He barely got tapped.
No, if he'd have had commotio cordis, I saw a whole breakdown of this. If he would have had the commotio cordis, motherfucking whatever, he would not have stood up. He couldn't have stood up because it would have been hit. It would have caused the heart to stop at that instant of being hit because it would have been pumping at the exact
Uh huh.
moment. He would have fallen to the ground out cold. That's what would have
Yeah.
happened. But that's not what happened. He gets hit and he stands up like everything's cool. And then he falls to the ground. That is the smoking gun. That is the smoking gun. That it's not
Exactly.
fucking comiocumvitis or whatever the fuck.
It's in the Harry Potter thing. Comedio Compitus. Get your wand out. We're gonna have a Negro Snape now. That's what I'm talking about. Turn Snape black. Hey,
Here's the thing. Okay, so
this.
this to me is it's not exactly like we're talking fucking Tom Sawyer or like, you know, fucking Dickens or some classic where it's fucking the dude's white because they're in England, right? It's nothing like that. So it's, to me, there's not as much of an emotional attachment other than the character who was great in that role was white. And trust me, I'm against all the fucking race swapping and all the sex swapping and all the shit in movies. But to me, this isn't nearly as egregious as some other things that we've seen. So, because I don't think
Okay.
we don't have this kind of like, well, maybe if you're like 18, you might have a lifelong connection to it. But like anybody who's like of a real age, fucking does not have a fucking emotional connection to this.
Man said anybody who is of a real age. Are you even of real age yet? Hey, that's what your real age doesn't start until you at least get 30. I mean,
Bro, you don't know
are you
nothing
even
about
of real age?
you don't know shit about shit till you're like 40. Trust me on that. I'm 49 and I'm still wondering.
Man said, "Damn, bro, I'm still on the outs." You know what I'm saying? Hey, you know what? You know what I've been hearing a whole lot of about and this is it's all it's only with women, but anytime women get in a pickle, they say that well, the brain doesn't develop fully till 25. I'm like, hold on a second now. Hold on a second now. Okay, whether that's the case or not, we'll leave that up to science. But once you hit 18, you're an adult. That's it for you, okay? I mean, so let's stop making excuses for chicks who want to just be whores and skeezers, okay? And looking a free ride. Hey, and sometimes it works out, and sometimes they end up in a dumpster somewhere. You know
Look,
what I'm saying?
I don't
I
have any
mean,
I don't have any problems with the hose, and I'll tell you why. Because what
yeah.
else are these hoes really good for? Probably not a whole lot. So just let them be.
That's what Corey, I've been trying to tell people. I see people, we need to get these women and we need to minister to them. I said, Bo, they are not listening to you, man. The money some of these chicks are making, Bo, and they get to pick who they want to fuck. They ain't even got to go do the real shit. You know what I'm saying? Where you work down at the bunny ranch and there's some 350-pound fat dude who's gonna pay $5,000 for the next 3 hours. You know what I'm saying? And it's like he picked you. You're like,
It's like it
damn.
reminds me of this. There was this guy who did like a successful business guy who did like the those talks. He was like the Tony Robbins guy before there was a Tony Robbins. He was like one of those inspiration speaker dudes, but
Mhm.
from like the 1970s and shit, named Jim Rohn. And he told this little tale. It was like this guy came up to me and he said, liars shouldn't lie. Liars are bad. They shouldn't lie. And he goes, well, of course liars should lie. They wouldn't be liars if they didn't lie. And it's the same thing with hoes. They wouldn't be hoes if they didn't hoe.
Yeah, yeah, but you see, I think what we've got a whole lot of poser hoes. You know what I'm saying? Because it's easier than ever to be a poser hoe. All right, and I see them all the time. These chicks that do
Ooh,
they do OF, but they only do it with themselves. You know what I'm
this is a
saying?
new
They
concept
just
for
use
me. The
dildo and
poser
stuff like
hoe.
that.
This is a new concept. The poser hoe.
This is
Because
we got
I thought
poser
this was
hoes.
like black and white. This is like a light switch going on or off. Like you either a hoe or you ain't a hoe. Like the
Mm-mm. No, 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 no. We got poser hoes now. Okay,
poser
because
hose.
because you got these chicks. Okay, so let's say that their OF just consists of them masturbating or something like that, or their OF just consists of them sleeping with their significant other. These are poser hoes. Now you see your chicks like Bonnie Blue and Lily Phillips. These are the real ones. Okay, because they take in all kind of unfiltered dick.
Here's
All
the
right.
thing though. Someone like I don't understand where someone like Bonnie Blue just came out of nowhere. Like I don't remember her being around at all, and then all of a sudden she fucked 1,000
Yeah.
dudes. So,
Yeah, yeah, they're taking unfiltered. You know what I'm saying? Your chicks who are actually working gals who work at your ranches in Nevada and stuff like that. That those are the real hoes. Okay, these are true prostitutes. Not this one that be up there. Oh yeah, and I banged my husband. You know what I'm saying on camera. That's my situation. No, no, no. You a poser hoe. All right. It's just hoeing has became too easy now. You know what I'm saying. It's became it used to be something that really, you know, would stay with you for a long time. But, people have got the idea that this is something from 30 years ago where you had to truly be out here in these streets to get paid. No, you ain't even got to be out in the streets. And I seen something the other day. Hold on, let me pull this up because I couldn't believe what I was watching or what I was looking at. Let me pull this up right quick because they were talking about these OnlyFans chicks and what the guys are looking for whenever they get up there and start talking to them. Here we go. Here's what men really want to talk about. I was like, ain't no way. Here we go. Corey, now listen to this. All right. It gives you the top seven. Here's the report breaks down the top 7 topics men chat with OnlyFans models: their hometown and upbringing, work to brag or vent, hobbies like gaming, cooking, sports, pets, the model's latest holidays or social posts, TV shows, movies, and books, fitness and workout. I don't believe you. I do not believe you. You mean to tell me that you want to get up there and you want to talk to some chick about what book she reading? Man, please. And pay her? Man, please, man. Uh, y- You think
Chick
I'm stupid?
chicks know how to read books.
A bunch of them read them spicy books. You see,
they
men watch
there's a
porn,
lot of that going
women read
around.
porn.
That's
Men watch porn because we're visual. Women read porn. That's what they do. Don't let nobody fool you because, hey, folks they banging on men. Oh, men and porn, men and porn. I said women do the porn thing too.
ooh,
Imagination.
bro.
In those
I
book.
got an idea.
Oh,
We get some AI.
hmm
We'll get some AI to write some female erotica, and we'll make $1 million.
There we go. You see, I mean something like that. Because what's the most famous one? 50 Shades of Grey. 50 Shades of Grey. Ain't nothing but a porn book. Play with me. I'm like, come on, and all the women were flocking to that. Oh, it's so great. This dude, he's a piece of shit. But some days he's sensual, but then some days he take and sling you up against the wall and just ravish you. I'm like, I see what y'all be looking at. But yeah, they talk about the number one thing, their hometown and upbringing. Corey, I'm supposed to believe this. That dudes are getting up there, and the number one thing they want to know about this chick is her hometown and her upbringing.
And what is this on?
What who did the survey? Who did the report? Let's see who did this report. Where's it at? I guess it's called Need to Know. Yeah, Need to Know. I guess it's some type of outlet that does what do you call it? Surveys. Yeah, Need to Know. But that was the top 7 things. I'm like, you sure it ain't about how them cheeks clap? I mean, come on, man. But if I'm subscribing to your page, give a damn what your upbringing was. What I care about that for? What TV shows you like to watch? Oh, I just want to get up there and talk to her about what TV shows she likes. You know you're not talking to her, right? Do you think those chicks that's got 200,000 followers, 200,000 people who's paying $5 a month? You think they talking to all y'all? Don't don't let go of the rope like that. You know what I'm saying? If you need somebody to talk to like that, get Chat GPT. Tell them to create an avatar, make a prompt, create an avatar, a lady that I can sit there and talk to. And then you can use Chat GPT to do some other stuff as well.
Hey, is
Okay?
is there some VR AI girlfriend? Do they got
There
that yet?
probably is.
Like you can have a
There
3D one in
probably
your
is.
house?
Yeah, oh, I don't know about 3D right in the house.
Or what about augmented reality where you can have this girl laying on your real bed?
Mm, mm.
Hmm.
You see, I don't know. I ain't got that deep into it. Somebody's probably got it though.
Well, let's look into it right now. Let's become experts.
Somebody's got overnight. We're gonna become experts in one night. Let's see. VR. What should you type? VR models? Is that it?
I looked
Would
um
that be it? VR models?
so there is something, I don't know what it's called, but I found a YouTube video like right away. The title of the YouTube video is This new VR AI girlfriend app is wild. Let me see. Is this it? HAI AI. Let me check this out. No,
Look at that.
typical Asian website can't read a fucking thing. But yeah, there's
It's
something out there
probably
like that.
yeah, they
Unichat VR,
probably
your virtual
dark
AI
dark
girlfriend.
web. Dark. You probably because you probably talking to AI right now. The dudes should be talking think they talking to these chicks on OnlyFans, asking them, what was the last vacation you went on and what'd you do? What'd you eat for breakfast day one? Man, stop, man. It sounds dumb when you say it out loud. Tell me these niggas asking what they ate for lunch the other week. Man, please. They want to see you bust it down. You know what I'm saying?
All right, here, check. We're gonna check this out. This is short.
Well, today I'm gonna talk about UniChat VR.
Hey, that tickled.
If you haven't tried any NPC AI like UniChat, then you're probably going straight to heaven.
Are you serious? How can you even think of doing something like that?
Really, it is getting crazy in VR.
Fuck. Dude, I'm so fucking bored. I'll do whatever. I could use a good orgasm.
Okay.
Hey, ain't no way. They ain't no way I just heard that.
That looks like
They got your
bullshit.
hentai stuff up there. That's your hentai. That's what that is. That's the old hentai stuff. Hey,
Them
I
Japanese are
think the
fucking
Asian dudes
weirdos.
are into that, ain't they?
Yeah.
Ain't Asian dudes into that?
Yeah, they're a bunch of weirdos.
Would
Hang
you?
on one second.
Would Japan? I think in Japan they ain't wanting to fornicate no way. If I'm correct. Yeah,
What was that?
in Japan they having issues anyway with fornication. Nobody wants to fornicate. They say what? They say 50% of the men say that they can't find a suitable woman to marry, and 50% of the women say they can't find a suitable man to marry. So ain't nobody fucking. You know what I'm saying? That's why I just say they need to send about 1,000 Negroes over there, and they damn population issue would be taken care of in about 3 years. All right. They had them linglings turned all the way out, son. I mean, they'd be running roughshod through there. Yeah, but I mean, Japan. Hey, everywhere else in the world is racist. Okay, Japan ain't looking no whole bunch of diversity. They want to
No.
stay Japanese. You know what I'm saying? It's just like China. China ain't looking no diversity. We don't want to be talking about diversity. Maybe the UK.
Well, that's
It's
because
America and
that's
the
because they've been
UK.
co-opted by certain forces.
And who else? Who else? Canada. I think Canada talk about a little diversity.
Canada.
Yeah, French Indians.
Yeah,
You
well,
know
they're
what
owned
I'm
by the
saying?
king. You believe that? There's some weird conspiracy shit going on with that. Like Britain still owns Canada.
Do they? Well, I mean, they could become the first to 51st state. I mean, there's still time. I mean, what was it? Alberta said they were trying to.
Well, it would
Allegedly.
drastically increase the white population, wouldn't it? There
They
goes
say
your replacement theory out the window.
yeah, you have a major uptick. But yeah, all around the world, ain't nobody worried about diversity. You think ninjas in India worried about some diversity? Come on, man.
Bro, I still can't get
Please.
over okay, I will forever now associate Indians with them street food motherfuckers with the flies all over the shit and rubbing it under their armpits and
Oh
stuff.
my God, that shit is terrible, man. They were like, "Oh, here's street food." I'm like, "Dude, there's bugs all in it." Them niggas wrapping that shit up and giving it to you. I'm like, "Ain't no way." And then they like, "Keeb, you need to go live a little." Man, fuck off. Man, I ain't going in damn hell holes, man. Be looking at that shit. I'll look at it on my screen. That'll be it. Y'all want me to go out there and get some diversity in my life. Man, damn all that. You know what I'm saying? I seen the one man the other day. I don't know what he was making, but he like cracked the egg on the side of this big ass pan that looked like it had oil in it. Then dumped the egg all
I
in the
saw
oil. I
it.
mean, the
I
oil looked
saw it.
nasty. I'm like, and then he mashed it up with some meat and then threw it back. I said, "What are you making, man?" I mean, he just had his hand all in it. I don't know if he scratched his nuts or what just recently. I'm like, man, no. And it's like, oh, this is street food. I'm like,
Man, where is it? They got the street food that's got like frogs and scorpions on sticks and shit.
that's what I'm saying, man. You
Bro,
can
see,
go up in
me and
there.
you are
It's like,
spoiled. We grew up in a country where we could eat like chicken breast and fucking steak, and like we didn't
yeah.
have to eat knuckles and cartilage and shit and snouts, you know. So I look at motherfuckers who still eat that weird shit, and I'm like, bro, enjoy the fruits of our fucking ancestors' labor, dude. Like, fuck.
Yeah, they fought hard so you wouldn't have to fuck with this no more. You know what I'm saying? It's some terrible shit. But it was literally horrendous. I was like, dude, that egg can't be no good, man. Cause I think he just threw it right in dirty oil. I mean, he pulled it out. It was brown. I was like, oh man. I was- and that's what they call. Oh, man, that's a cuisine. Man, stop with that, man. Y'all need to stop with that. That's I can't do it, man. I can't do it. And that's one reason why I won't travel abroad is for the simple fact is that I need to be able when I get hungry, I want to know when I eat something that I'll be able to eat it. You know what I'm saying? The worst thing in the world is experimenting when you hungry. Because if you don't like it, you like motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, folks like, oh man, you should try some new stuff. I said, well, I'm hungry right now, so now's not the time to try. Okay. When I ain't hungry, slide me some of that stuff. I'll see if I like it. But right now, no. I'm hungry. Get a whole bowl full of shit that I don't want to eat. Oh, here we go. Yeah, this is what I'm talking about, man. I mean, under his armpit, man.
Welcome to
Damn,
the
she
ultimate
just
guide
spit
to
in there.
gastro-misery, where cooking is less about hygiene and more about heart
I'm
and other
fucking
unmentionable body parts.
Hard.
Witness
I'm fucking dying.
that the swamp square plate
Oh
polish,
shit.
Oh
where
my
dishes are rinsed
god,
in the
dude.
finest stagnant water nature can offer. Marvel at the flavor spit stirrer, a personal touch guaranteed to make every bite unforgettable, whether you want it to be or not. And let's not forget the armpit pita press, a bold innovation in bread making that brings a whole new meaning to body heat. All topped off
Oh
with a
my
dirty hand
god.
where every ingredient is lovingly massaged with hands that have seen things no one should. Cooking has never been so visceral. As we wrap up another
Oh.
glorious year of culinary creativity and questionable choices, here's to embracing 2025 with the same daring spirit as these master chefs. May your plates be cleaner, your spices intentional, and your armpits reserved strictly for deodorant. Cheers to a year full of flavor, laughter, and slightly less terrifying food prep. Happy New Year.
God, but that's what you got to deal with.
That's some shit. Holy fuck.
And then they want me to go hang out there. They're like, man, you ought to go abroad and check something out. I'm like, no. It's like my a guy at work. He went and had his wedding in Italy, and I was like, man, what kind of American food they got there? He's like, none. He's like, they got pasta. I'm like, no, man, I ain't going out that motherfucker. It's beautiful out there. Don't give a fuck. That's why people take pictures and shit. I'm not going out there, man. Stay in no week. Gotta eat a fucking bowl of noodles all week. Man, damn all this. Shit crazy, man. So I mean, you come here and you get diversity. You can eat whatever you want to eat. That may not be authentic. Okay. But you can whatever your flavor is, you can get it. If you want some damn Asian zing shit, you can get it. That nasty shit. Asian zing, you want damn linguine, you can get it. You just want pizza, you want a burger, you want steak, you want a empanada, you can get all of it. You go somewhere else, what y'all got? Noodles and sauce. Nigga, please, man. I ain't going out there. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Look, and I know what they're saying. It's like, man, you ought to live a little, but I am living a little right here in the U.S. I don't care what nobody says, man. I'm happy I was born here and not somewhere else. So I said, damn it, man. I don't know about you, but I hear people all the time. They're like, man, I hate the U.S. Like, where would you like to have been born in? Brazil? Is that where you want to be? You know what I'm saying? Somewhere in South America? What about Africa? Is that where you want to be? UK, where it's cold as shit. Niggas out there, goddamn, got the Muslim population, damn, exploding like crazy. Let let folk get banged in the back alley. Be like, whatever. You know what I'm saying? Is that where you want to be? You want to be in Australia? Can't even have a gun. Where you want to be? It's like, damn, at least you get to complain about the place you live in. Everywhere else, but they'd be ready to come lock your ass up. Everywhere else in the world, you can't complain about living there. They will come lock your ass up. Shit crazy. But here in the U.S., and I guess a little bit Canada as well, you can complain about it. You know. And we've seen a lot of complaining right here recently with the ICE protests. Corey, they're everywhere. L.A. is the main stomping grounds, but it seems to be catching a little fire and spreading across the U.S. where we're having these protests.
That does seem to
I
be
just
the
want your
case.
initial. I want your initial thoughts about it.
Well, these things are predictable. And aren't we going to have another protest in a couple days, like in 2 days on the 14th? Isn't there like they were promoting some shit?
Yeah, there's one that's happening in Raleigh, North Carolina, if I'm correct.
Yeah, this happening here in Denver and happening all over. And these things are the work of agitators. So the term agitator can take on numerous connotations. In this particular case, these people aren't out here thinking they're going to stop Trump in any way, shape, or form. They know that polling shows the vast majority of people agree with what Trump is doing. And by the way, if you like what Trump is doing, you would have definitely supported the Gestapo and their deportation efforts in Germany in 1936. So the parallels are unbelievable, really, to what's going on with the deportations and the Jewish deportations that were happening in Germany starting in 38, actually. So none of the people who are being rounded up today are being sent off to homicidal death camps, as were neither the people who were rounded up in World War II sent off to death camps either. So the parallels to me are shocking. But yeah, this is really, this is all paid for, planned bullshit. I mean, you have people who've been arrested, organizers who were driving around in trucks handing out gear and supplies and signs and all that stuff. So these things are not organic. These things are coordinated. To give another example, this is what would have happened in World War II. If this kind of shit would have happened, they would have sent in the brown shirts, and the brown shirts would have just beat everybody up and everybody would have gone home. So that was kind of, we don't have brown shirts today. Sometimes sometimes it's sad, but we don't. I guess you just can't go around beating people up anymore. When do
that's not accepted.
No,
that's not acceptable.
No, when do we agree on that?
He said, "I won't inform. You
like
can go around and whoop somebody's ass."
There's one example, like the communists were organizing and they had a big rally. I forget what year this was. Mid-30s. They had a big rally in Berlin, and there were 3,000 of them. So Hitler sent in 6,000 brown shirts, and they just went in there and mopped up. They just went in and beat the fuck out of everybody. So back in the good old days.
There it is. Well, Corey, of course, seeing how this is going down, I've got some clips. Okay, I got a few clips. All right. This one, I believe this is a woman that we're going to be viewing here. Or either that or some type of mythical creature. Not sure which one. But yeah, she's got a lot to say. Okay, she's got a lot to say. Let's see her right here.
This is our city, and this was Mexico. You can't kick us out of the land that was ours. Donald Trump! Fascism! Let our people free! Let our people free! Suelta nuestra gente! What's the windblower for? just for the fucking tear gas to blow it back at those motherfuckers. If you have a fucking blower, bring it out. Push them back. We will not do 1992 again with your fucking tanks. I was 12 then. I'm 44 now. I will die for my fucking kids. And all of these young people are here are my fucking kids because I'm an LA native mom. These are my fucking children you're fighting. You, Major Bass, if you can hear me, expect me in your office on Monday for attacking my children.
If you could say something to Donald Trump right now, what would you say?
Donald Trump, you can suck my left nut, you can get out of my drawer. You're just mad because Salma Hayek wouldn't give you the time of day, bitch. And because Claudia Sheinbaum make you look like a fucking loser.
When I see shit like that, I'm starting to think it's okay to deport American citizens.
I was thinking like it may be okay. It may be okay.
Here's the deal: can we just deport the ugly ones? Like that's it. If we just the blue-haired, fat, ugly ones, who go to the Ani DeFranco concert, like those are the ones who should be sent to like fucking El Salvadorian prisons, for sure.
Yeah, we got people up here on live chat said, I wonder how much he heard they got paid. Yeah, I'm not sure. I'm pretty sure it was, well, I think it was a woman, but then it said, you can suck my left nut. And I was like, well, it may not, it may not be a woman. You know what I'm saying? I mean, is this a real nut or is this a proverbial nut? That's
It's
that's what we
inappropriate
need to know.
talk.
It's inappropriate.
Yeah, it's like some weird gender fluid shit.
Yeah. The second left nut. Now, of course, we know that this is spreading across the U.S., so we're going to be having multiple protests in multiple areas. But Florida has came out and made a statement, especially Brevard County. I like what this particular police officer was talking about. If you start cutting up out here a little bit too much, let's bring him up. He's pretty straight to the point on what's going to happen. If you act up a little bit too much in
He ain't got
Brevard
enough
County.
stripes
So
on his
let's
sleeve.
roll. Oh, okay. Well, he needs some more.
He needs more.
Oh, okay.
So I'm gonna break it down for you. All right. And if somebody wants to know what I mean by turn violent, all right, this is what I mean. If you resist lawful orders, you're going to jail. Let me be very clear about that. If you block an intersection or a roadway in Brevard County, you are going to jail. If you flee arrest, you're going to go to jail tired because we are going to run you down and put you in jail. If you try to mob rule a car in Brevard County, gathering around it, refusing to let the driver leave, in our county, you're most likely going to get run over and dragged across the street. If you spit on us, you're going to the hospital and in jail. If you hit one of us, you're going to the hospital and jail, and most likely get bitten by one of our big, beautiful dogs that we have here. If you throw a brick, a firebomb, or point a gun at one of our deputies, we will be notifying your family where to collect your remains at, because we will kill you graveyard dead. We're not going to play. This has got to stop. You're watching what's taking place out there. You're seeing police officers that are being attacked, being spit on, being put in harm's way just for doing their jobs. You're seeing ICE agents that are being targeted for doing their jobs. And you're seeing obstructionists that are doing all of this, standing in the way of law and order.
Okay. Man said graveyard dead. Man said, so that's what's going to happen. Brick, gun, firebomb. They're going to put a bullet in your ass. I was like, oops. I said, okay. Brevard County, not playing no games. DeSantis always, he echoed this as well. He was like, look, I'm just letting you know, don't gather around the car because in Florida, if they fear for their life, they can run your ass over. And that'll be it. You know what I'm saying? I mean, you just be splatted out there. And I'm like, I'm right there with it. Because, folks they think it's a game until somebody gets fucked up. You know what I'm saying? And we've seen this, Corey, in multiple places where people glue their hands to the ground and go lay out in front of the street and shit like that. Man, folk got shit to do because the people who are protesting, we already know they're paid actors, a lot of them. Okay,
Mhm.
majority of them, because you know 2 o'clock on a Tuesday, man, your ass supposed to be at work. Okay, I mean it's just like more than likely you got somewhere you need to be because you're working. So you hold me up, dog, from doing what I need to do to support my family. So you know, I got to do what I need to do. You know, but we've been seeing this. This has been something that's really taken off from what I've seen, of course, since 2020. That's really when I started seeing a whole bunch of people kind of lie in the middle of the road and stuff like that. Um, and it's because they feel like, well, there ain't gonna be no consequences of me laying here in the road. They might pick me up and move me. Or police might tap me on the wrist, but I won't really have no harm done to me. Well, if a few folk get run over, they change their mind. You know, it's kind of like the 100 men versus one gorilla. It's like, well, the 100 men probably can and will win until they see the first about 3, 4 guys get their whole head knocked off, and they're like,
That's a
"Do I want to
psyop.
be
Didn't we already
next?"
talk about that?
Well, I mean, it may be. I don't know if it's a psyop or not.
Anything that gets
Okay,
society scratching their head over a dumb question is a psyop.
is it?
I'm pretty convinced.
Maybe that's the triple double whammy.
I think it's rudimentary um, audience sensory experimentation. I think it's very low level rudimentary stuff for them. Not quite to
And
the
it may be the case.
sophistication. Remember that app that made your face old?
Oh yeah.
Everyone was saying that China was just capturing everybody's face. They probably were. You know, that's one step above those stupid ops with the 100 gorillas and shit, or the 100 men and a gorilla.
Man, man, they keep telling me that China captured my face and stuff, but to do what with? They ain't got to do all that because hey, all y'all wanted to know what you know, your family tree from 250 years ago when 23andMe trying to sell you your genetic
Mhm.
code right now.
Yeah.
Huh, where they at?
Yeah, and there's no point in
States
us getting
taking
a database of all the Chinese faces because them bunches all look alike.
yeah, hell, I mean
There's a billion. Really, there's a billion combination. There's a billion and a half combinations of that Chinese face. Give me a break.
so they ain't even got no diversity and look. He said, man, I've seen a Chinaman before. He said, I know how now they can tell the difference between like Chinese, Korean, Laotian, and all that. But y'all all look Asian to me. I just say Asian. And
Well,
when I say
Asian
Asian, I
covers a
don't mean
wide
Indian.
variety of shit because you got Indians are Asian and the Chinese are Asian, and they about as different as you
No, I
get.
said not Indians, because Indians are Indians. Asians are the Ling Lings. Ling Lings and Laos.
That's
That's what
Asia.
they are.
It's all Asia, and Russians are Asian.
I
But
don't
really,
give
they're from
I don't give a fuck about
they just conquered.
they
Really,
white.
yeah, you're right. They white.
Russians are crack ass crackers, okay? Let's get that right. All right. Yeah, when I say somebody Asian, everybody knows what you talking about. We talking about that bright yellow skin, okay? That's what we talking about. We ain't talking about no damn dark ass Indians. They about near Negro, okay?
Did you see Ben Shapiro the other day saying that some people
Uh-uh.
classify Jews as white and some people don't? It was the dumbest conversation I've seen in a long time.
What is it?
Of course you're white, you idiot. You ever heard of a mirror?
Yeah, I mean, when folks try to classify themselves as something else, I'm like, You white, okay? We're just going off, just strictly off skin color,
and
not
every and
okay?
every motherfucker everyone got mad at Whoopi when she pointed it out. Remember that? That was hilarious.
Yeah, oh yeah, that's true. That's true.
It's like it's
Everybody
just a
get
bunch of
pissed
white
off.
people.
I mean, that's it. That's all it is. So I'm like,
Here's the thing. Here's the problem. That these people are descendants from people who converted to Judaism in the 8th century and who were then forced into Europe in the 1200s, around 1220 AD, into Poland and Germany.
mhm.
That's the real story. But they would have you believe that they're God's chosen people, and they're from the Middle East, even though they whiter than Jerry Seinfeld.
Man, they from near the Middle East, man. Isn't that good enough? We're from close to the Middle East. Is that not good enough?
I don't think so.
Oh, that's sufficient. Okay, okay. Yeah, but the 23andMe, the states are contending that they have no right to sell their customer genetic identities to the highest bidder unless the company first obtains express informed consent to the proposed transaction transfer by each consumer impacted. I'm pretty sure that's already in the terms and conditions that you probably, signed
Well,
over.
maybe not if it's actually having to go to court.
Well, it may not be.
Imagine that
So
they got
they
to get
want the bank.
they got to get the permission of like 50 million people or some shit. Never gonna happen.
Right. So they want the bankruptcy court to rule on whether and to what extent the genetic testing company can sell and transfer to a third party such intimate customer data without first obtaining the express conformed consent of its customers.
Let me see if I can explain this
Right.
in a nutshell. All that genetic data goes straight to Israel so they can make genetic weapons to kill each and every one of you.
Damn. A specific weapon. Yeah, but the state said they won't oppose to them selling the shit. We ain't opposed to you selling it. Hell, we would sell it too. Well, we get consent first. So here's the states contending: Arizona. Oh, your state, Colorado, Connecticut, the District of Columbia, Florida, Illinois, Kansas, Kentucky, Louisiana, Maine, Michigan, Minnesota, Missouri, New Hampshire, New Mexico, New York, North Carolina, Oklahoma, Oregon, Pennsylvania, South Carolina, South Dakota, Utah, Vermont, Virginia, Washington, West Virginia, and Wisconsin. So obviously California don't care. They won't up here. I'm not surprised by that. California's like, yeah, it's fine. Yeah, sell this shit. Matter of fact, if we could get some more clones and we can dump them in here. So, because I think they're actually worried about their numbers. I think that's what they're actually worried about. They're worried about their delegate numbers. I think that could be a big reason why they're like, nah, we can't be getting rid of illegals because we counting those. It's like our population, and if we get rid of these illegals, then
So
our delegate count goes way down, and we kind of lose, a little bit of grip. So
so
I
the
don't know. That
census
could be the case.
data, I don't understand it, but the census data allows them to reallocate the number of delegates they get per state, depending on even how many illegals are there, even if the illegals don't vote. So even if the illegals don't
Mm-hmm.
vote, they're counted on the fucking rosters and getting electoral delegates. So, but because of all the movement after 2020, I saw that like holy shit, like 7 or 8 red states are picking up huge numbers of delegates, taking from blue
Mm-hmm.
states. Look, I'm not thrilled with everything Trump is doing, but we can't ever let those fucking communists ever get close to power ever again under any circumstances at all. We need to get rid of those remaining liberal fucking Supreme Court justices. Because that's one area where I almost agree with the Supreme Court, like almost 100% is the conservative side, almost 100%.
Mm-hmm.
So, but this stuff, they can't be allowed back in ever, never, because they will undo everything Trump is doing, and they'll go after every single person. We'll see something that makes the fucking Nazi government look like a bunch of fucking sissies. Seriously, if the Democrats ever get back in power again.
Well, I mean,
You'll be
look,
getting
and
jabbed.
look,
You'll be getting jabbed. You'll have
Mhm.
you'll have AI jabbing you with fucking different jabs every day.
It just come to your house. Hello, Corey. How are you doing today? I'm doing well, John. Are you ready for your morning shot, Corey? It's like shot again, John. Yeah, it's the newest serum from Bloobity Blah, Pfizer. You know what I'm saying? It's like this is gonna protect you from, you know, circadian whatever, the damn shit from damn Harry Potter. It's gonna protect you from that. You'd be like, okay, I got you. It wouldn't be so bad if they they went completely radical. Like the left went like all the way crazy. You know what I'm saying? And they won't like the people won't call it out. Like it's like, hey, we're a little too crazy. You know what I'm saying? It's you just got folks, being anti just to be anti. Just say, oh, okay, yeah, I'm against the other side. I'm just like, well, I mean, like you hear some of the shit you're saying, like it doesn't even make sense. Like
Yeah.
we can have nuance in our thought and speech, but then you can say stuff and you just like, do you hear what you're saying? It's just like, okay. Like like one of the things that I see right now, they've got the um they've got the sound of some kid crying as their dad is being taken away and deported. And they're like, man, you see, America has become heartless, blah, blah, blah. I was like, well, you know that when you commit a crime and there's a warrant for your arrest, they usually don't pick the most opportune time to come pick you up, right? Like they don't sit there and they're like, he's at McDonald's eating lunch with his wife and kids, so we shouldn't mess with him then. We'll wait till later. No, if they know you're there, they're gonna come get your ass right there. In front of your wife, in front of your kids, in front of your grandma.
You see, you have to realize that this ICE shit is a lot of it is messaging. Their actions are sending a
Mhm.
message, and they're making sure that the news knows about it, so it's all on the TV, so everyone's scared, which is exactly how they should be, because you motherfucking can't sneak into this country, get all of our goddamn services, which even I don't have, and then expect there to be no fucking day that you're gonna have to pay the piper. So I don't have any
Yeah,
sympathy for any of these people. I don't give a goddamn fuck. Oh, you owned a restaurant for 10 years. Big fucking deal. I don't give a fuck. Oh, and like all the Democrats are like, oh, who's going to pick the vegetables? Oh, so you support slave labor wages? Is that what you're saying? You're okay with people making $5 an hour to pick fucking vegetables in the sun? You're okay with that? Everyone on the left. It's unfucking real, the hypocrisy.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's just like, well, aren't we moving more towards robotics and stuff where that type of labor won't be needed? I thought that's where we were moving. Because just to let people know, they were always going to move away from slavery eventually because of revolutions in technology. That's what actually helped end it because they're like, well, we don't need to kind of do that anymore.
Mm-hmm.
So we got this big ass tractor with it. We can plow a whole field. We ain't got to have somebody with an ox in front of them digging a hole in the ground for damn 350 yards. We got this damn tractor that it'll dig 15 patches at a time. I can get this shit done in about 2 or 3 hours. Where it was taking them boys 2 or 3 weeks. Innovations in technology. That's the premise of why it kind of went away. Otherwise, if we didn't have innovations in technology, slavery probably wouldn't have went away. And in some places, it still ain't gone because
Yeah,
they're poor.
yeah.
I mean,
So
that's it.
I feel like we got to talk about the war that just started, that Israel just started. So
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah,
the
yeah.
whole
We talking
world
about
is the whole world is
launching the
now,
airstrike.
yeah, the whole world is sitting here. The whole world is sitting here on edge, just waiting for Iran's response, because Israel has launched now 2 or 3 waves of attacks. They've taken out a ton of important people in Iran, and this is like if someone were to come in and take out like half our cabinet, that's what they just did in fucking Iran. So Iran has been preparing for this, and they got hypersonics and they got all this shit. They have thousands of missiles. The Russians just fucking armed them to the hilt. And so I hope that once and for all, they just destroy Israel, every square inch. Like every fucking square inch of that godforsaken fucking place just gets annihilated. So we'll see. We'll see. We're waiting. Hopefully it'll happen tonight and they don't wait a day or two.
Well, it looks like the initial airstrike, well, of course, happened late Thursday, and it was the effort to destroy Tehran's nuclear program. Okay, And Benjamin Netanyahu said he will continue this for as many days as it takes to complete the mission. All right. So of course they're what's that? That's the weapons of mass destruction, correct, Corey? They're going for the nuclear plants.
Here's the
Weapons of mass
problem.
destruction.
This has nothing to do with Iran getting a nuke. That's all a smokescreen. Because if Iran wanted a nuke, they could have gotten it a long time ago. What this is about is because of sanctions on numerous fronts, Iran ends up consuming around 40% of its own oil. And if they had widespread nuclear power across the country, it would free up that oil, and that oil could hit the markets, and that would drive prices down. And that can't happen.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody knows that if fucking Iran wanted a nuke, they could have had it a long time ago. It's not on their to-do list. It's never been on their to-do list. They might feel compelled that they need one now because of what we obviously see, but they've never wanted one as a part of Iranian state policy. So this whole thing is about the Greater Israel Project. It's about Israel dominating the Middle East and making all these different countries fall so they can expand. But eventually they're going to get to Turkey, and eventually they're going to get to Saudi Arabia, and eventually they're going to get to these other countries who are supposedly somewhat friendly, sort of, kind of ish to Israel now, like Saudi Arabia. But that's why I just saw a post right now. Let me see if I can fucking find this shit. I just saw a post right now. Oh, here we go. From it's just some probably propaganda posts, but basically it shows a guy on the news in Iran calling out to Pakistan and these other nations that they need to rise up now against Israel, because if not, Israel, they're going to be next. And that's 100% true. Like all the stuff they're saying about Russia is true about Israel. And if these Mideastern states don't step up and join Iran in a battle against Israel, they will be next. They will be next. But Iran has a hell of an arsenal. So I don't know what the fuck Israel's thinking. Like, for some reason, Iran has never decided to strike like the Knesset or Netanyahu's house or any of this shit. But I have a feeling that today is going to change things. I hope it changes things, because Iran's been a bunch of pussies. They've been trying to use diplomacy in the face of an enemy who doesn't use diplomacy.
Well, Netanyahu said that the mission was to roll back the Iranian threat
What
to
Iranian
Israel's
threat?
very, very survival. It said we can't leave these threats for the next generation, because if we don't act now, there will not be another generation. If we don't act now, we simply won't be here. We have internalized the lessons of history. When an enemy says he intends to destroy you, believe him. When the enemy develops the capability to destroy you, stop him.
Yo, Jews lie. End of story. Okay, you can't believe a fucking word out of their mouth ever, and so that's all bullshit. Iran is a threat to Israel, not a threat to anyone else.
Well, I mean, that's what Netanyahu said today. That's what he said.
Yeah, he's full of shit, and
He said
everyone
this
knows
is
he's
for
full of shit. It's like the
very
emperor's new
survival,
clothes.
the very survival of Israel. Okay, generations to come. There won't be another generation if we don't act now. You know what I'm saying? You gotta say you need some dramatic music behind you too while you're doing it, while you're singing your speech. You know, almost cinema like in nature.
Yeah.
Corey, you didn't feel the passion in that in what I just read.
Sorry, man. I'm fucking tied up in this war shit. This is fascinating stuff. This is really pivotal. I'm gonna be glued to this all night like it's a fucking election or something.
He said, okay, deep dive. Corey might have a little deep dive for us.
Well, they just took out a whole bunch of
Well, I
important
mean,
Iranians, and so Iran better do some shit.
and how did it all of a sudden turn to Iran? When they worried about Gaza and all this? How was it Iran get involved?
Everything's a distraction from everything else.
That's what I was saying. It's Palestinians, you know, Gaza, and then all of a sudden, man, Iran, they really said they gonna fuck us up. I was like, did they? Did I miss something? sometimes I miss something. You know, it's kind of like you're in a movie and it has such a plot hole in it that you like, man, I feel like I missed something in the movie. But no, they just didn't explain it well.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it's a plot hole. So that's what I feel like right now. Like when you like before we started the show, Court was like, "Oh man, we need to talk about Israel striking Iran." I was like, "What?" I said, "This just seems random, doesn't it?" I mean, it's just like one day it's like shoot a missile at him. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Let's do that. I'm just like, okay. Like I'm just wondering if they're how they're the citizens of Israel feel like.
Oh,
Do
they're
they,
all
do they want
psychopaths too. They're all lunatics as
like
well.
all the citizens?
Uh huh. Yep, they sure are.
Man, it can't be all of
Yep. Okay, there's like one who in. I didn't say which one. It could have
Hey,
been any of them, but
hey,
only
hey,
one.
hey, hey, one's the loneliest number. I mean, hey, it's the loneliest one you'll ever do. You know, there's no doubt about that. It said this one guy trying to talk everybody down from the ledge. And they said, no, salvation lies on the other side of this edge, okay? Salvation lies below as they jump to their deaths. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Talking folks from the ledge. I don't do that. Okay.
They can just jump.
Yeah, I mean, we can lay things out. I can let you know whether it'd be worth it or not. For a lot of people, I don't think it's worth it. But for some people, I could see where it would be worth it. For some people, I mean, hey, some people I don't even see no way out for them. I'll be looking at. I said, what you got going on? Okay, so you got three different baby mamas. Okay, you're having to pay all them child support. All right. You got a 1992 beater that you're having to live in. All right. What? Any reputable skills? Not really. Okay. All right. Yeah, man. I mean, shit ain't looking good for you. You know what I'm saying? Ain't looking good at all. So if you decided like I'm a little tired, I would understand. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes people just get tired, but and I'm the type of person that if somebody's tired, I gotta let people live their own life and die their own death. You know what I'm saying? It's just it. And sometimes it might be a loved one. You know, you might have an idea that's better for them, but they're just not into it. They won't latch on to it. Maybe it's something with trying to lose weight or doing this or doing that, and they just won't. So hey, I gotta let them live their own life and die their own death. It's all good. You know. Now I know some other people, like to go out there and minister, and we go, let's have a conference and let's do some therapy. Y'all be y'all be holding up clock, man. Lay the shit out and let's talk about it. All right. And I don't want to hear nothing about when you were 5. Okay. When I was 7, when I was 5 years old. All right. I had a birthday party. I invited all my friends from school. You know who showed up? My cousin, who was 17 years old. That was it. I was completely devastated, but it's okay.
I had one like that once.
It's okay. But at that point in time, like my mom was like, it was because she had cooked a bunch of cakes and all kind of stuff. It's like showing up. I was like, yeah, you know what I'm saying? And we don't know how that stuff shapes us, you know, but it's okay. You know, all of us have to go through stuff like that. You said you had a similar experience.
Yep.
It's devastating when you're a kid
It is
because you think there's
devastating.
no tomorrow.
Yep.
Like
Yep.
you think there's no tomorrow, and you like go to school and you just kind of like, oh, how was your party? Oh, I'm sorry I couldn't make it. Oh, it went well. It was good. You lying your ass off. Your cousin was there. That was 17, and it ended up being okay because we ended up going and playing Nintendo, and made do with what it was. But from there on out, Didn't even think about doing anything birthday again because it was too much. All right, until you got until you got into college. This is at college. Everybody's like, "Oh, it's your birthday. Let's get drunk." You know what I'm saying? When you're in college, somebody say birthday is just a reason to get drunk. You hoped you had more friends, so you had more reasons to get drunk. That was all. That was the whole premise. Let's get as many friends as we can, so everybody can have a birthday. Give us a reason to go get a keg. Kegs were cheap back in the day
I
too,
had a
man.
keg for my
You get
21st
a keg
birthday.
for you. You get a keg. You get a keg for $60, man. And at that boat,
What's the
like
keg cost
200 people
today?
could drink off that thing.
What's the cost
I
today?
don't know. Keg of beer is a keg of beer, and it might still be cheap. Oh my God, dude, we never make it because a
Let
lot of
me.
times
You got
we
a
would get
price?
the
Let me guess. Let me guess.
yes. Okay, go.
240. 240.
Ooh, you're pretty close. You're pretty close. It depends on what you're trying to drink. Okay. All right. So I'm just gonna go. We're gonna go with cheap beer. This is one that we got all the time. Bush Light. Okay. This was your cheap beer. If you didn't have a keg to switch out, if it's your first time and you didn't have a tap, the tap, tax, deposit, $260 before tax. Yes, for a keg of beer.
You're probably better off
Yep.
just buying a couple cases because you ain't gonna drink that whole keg anyway.
That's what I'm saying. And look, when you used to have keg parties, it'd be $5 a cup. You get your cup, drink the whole night. You know what I'm saying? And usually you could at least make your money back for the keg. Maybe you made a little bit of extra money. Not a lot of times you wouldn't, but because before you knew it, everybody was drinking and folks would roll up and then just cups get handed out. But maybe you could make your $60 back. You know. But
Yeah,
$260.
bro, you charging $10 a cup.
Man said, "Hey, we need 20 folks. Well, actually, what we need? We need 25. We're gonna go with taxes. We need 30 people. Okay, so you're gonna have to find 30 people to show up and pay $10 a cup, so I can make my money back. This keg party be worth it. You know what I'm saying? And we used to get that keg for $60. We'd have keg parties all the time because it was cheap. You know what I'm saying? It was cheaper than going by cases because we drank a lot, man. We had boys that could drink. And we play beer pong too. Oh man, you go through beer playing beer pong. That's my favorite thing, the beer pong. But yeah. The heartache of the early birthdays, it evened out later because later on, folks wanted to drink when it was your birthday. You have friends. Now some people get older and they don't have friends then either. It that's kind of sucks, but I mean it is what it is. I don't know. I don't think everybody who's born is not meant to have this glamorous life. Um and maybe not even meant to make any type of real connections throughout their life.
That's sad. I mean, that's horrible. I mean, to me, the
Yeah,
idea of living a mundane life is worse than death.
yeah, yeah. Yeah, but there's plenty of people that live that every single day.
I don't understand. Like
Every single day.
another thing I don't understand. Where would you grow up?
Where did I grow up?
Uh huh.
Oh, yeah, it's North Carolina.
North Carolina.
I've been in North Carolina my whole life. Yeah.
All right. So I'm gonna insult everybody who never moved away from home except for X Cube. So the people like I grew up in Sarasota, which is it's a cool place. It's okay. 50 miles from a metropolis, right? So it's all right. Things to do, young people there, whatnot. But there were some people I knew who were born there, went to high school there, and just continue to fucking live there. And now they're 50, never fucking lived anywhere else. To me, the very notion of doing that is shit. I'm 50. I've lived in a dozen places, and the urge to move again still is always ever present. So the idea of just being in one spot and never leaving, to me, that's pure insanity. Pure insanity. I just don't get it at all. Like,
Right I don't live in my hometown. I don't live in my hometown.
but some people still do, don't they?
Yeah, yes, yes. They never left. They're still there,
I don't get that.
which
What
is
what
which
keeps
is
you there?
amazing because there's no businesses there. Now I would understand because okay, so I'm from the Robbins, Carthage, Southern Pines, that area of North Carolina. And so if we're talking about 50, 60 years ago, the small town of Robbins was actually booming. Like they had a movie theater, they had Belks, they had a bowling alley. But you know why? Because they had multiple plants there, manufacturing. And once the manufacturing died, it killed any opportunity of people being like, oh, okay, I can just go work at the mill and live a good life, and I can buy a house close by, and have a family of four and two cars and take vacation. You know what I'm saying? All that kind of went away, and so now you're almost if you're in a smaller rural town, which is what I was in, you're almost forced to move. Like if you don't, like you have no opportunity of expanding as far as financially at all, just because it's so few and far in between of you know higher paying jobs. Is that what you're looking for in those areas? So for me, that's why I personally left. Um, just because the opportunity would be better elsewhere, and it also kind of worked out. The place I went to, I live in Greenville now, and it was it wasn't as big as it is now when I first got here in 2004. And so this place has actually expanded like 100-fold. Like there's people continuously moving here all the time. So probably in the next 10, 15 years, I think it'll be transformed even more here. We'll be more closer towards like a mid level to almost big city potentially with the amount of stuff we got coming in. So I didn't even realize we got two gaming video gaming facilities where they make video games. Like they bought out a big manufacturing warehouse. I was like, when'd y'all get here? I was like in
Like,
Greenville.
what kind of games?
I don't know. I'd have to look into what they do, but that's what they do there. Um, I'd have to look into it, but it popped up because somebody came by work and it's like, oh yeah, I work at such and such game, and I was like, no, so you don't work nowhere nearby. So no, we got two places in Greenville. I was like, what? I mean, since when? I was like, we expanding like that? Of course, we've got surrounding areas, Aden, Winterville, um, um, that have some stuff there as well. So all that stuff's kind of intertwined. But I personally wouldn't stay in my hometown, and even if I went to like Southern Pines or Pinehurst, like that still would be a little bit too close. So I'm glad I kind of moved off. But that didn't used to be a thing. You were born somewhere, you worked there, you went to school there, you worked there, you died there. That's the way. I mean, for years and years and years, it wasn't mobility like that. The people who had the requisite funds or who just took a chance on a whim did all the moving. So that's kind of the premise there. So you got to have and I don't think some people have some people get homesick. Let's just say that. I've seen people who's from my area who's came up here, tried to go to college and they couldn't, they couldn't do it, man. They had to go back home. They're like, man, I miss home. I'm like, ain't shit to do there, man. Like there's shit here. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like folks talk junk about where we're like, oh man, Greenville ain't nothing to do. I'm like, man, go back where I was at. There was nothing to do there. Bo, I mean, we talking about for 20 years of my existence, the only restaurant that was in town was Hardee's. Hardee's and Pizza Hut. That
That's
was it. And the Chuck Wagon. You couldn't even, and I couldn't even call the Chuck Wagon a restaurant. over the past 10 years, it got it expanded to where you could sit down in it. But the chuck wagon used to just be where you would walk up to a window and order, and you go to the other window and pick the food up. There was no going inside. So if it was 20 degrees outside, you stood outside and waited on your food. So like there was two places you could go and sit down and eat. Pizza Hut was the number one place. Second place was Hardee's, and they won't that much seat. That was it.
It's pretty rare to go and sit in a pizza restaurant these days. You know, it's mostly
Yes, it
delivery, isn't it?
is. But that Pizza Hut back home, you can still go in because it was made in the 80s. So it's got the old hat. You know what I'm saying? It's got the hat top. You can still go in there and sit down and eat. Like they've got like bukus of tables.
You've been through there recently?
Yes, whenever I go back on, usually when I go back Thanksgiving, because I get off work on a Wednesday and I go ahead and drive back home because I usually stay Wednesday night, Thursday, and then I come back to Greenville Friday. Usually my girlfriend's birthday is on the 29th, so we try to do something for her birthday. But I usually stop by and get a pizza from Pizza Hut, pan pizza, of course. I get that thick crust. If you go into Pizza Hut, like there's no reason to get anything else besides pan pizza from Pizza Hut.
Yeah,
Like,
correct. Did they try doing something else?
yeah, they got the hand tossed and all that shit, man.
See,
Thin crust. I'm like, man, stop.
even though I live in a college town, it's boring for a guy my age, but it's happened in place if you're in college. We got a place called Panhandlers Pizza, which is not Chicago, but it's good stuff. You know, it's like Pizza Hut style, but real authentic. So top notch.
Okay,
I'm
okay.
dying for some Chicago pizza, like a real Chicago pizza. I got to go all the way to motherfucking Denver. I don't know. Maybe I don't gotta go to Denver. Maybe I'll find one out. I think there's one up here. But I've been itching for I've been itching for a fucking um Chicago style. It says there's a couple places, but it just said Panhandlers Pizza, which is not Chicago. So no, fucking AI never knows what it's talking about. Motherfuckers.
Man said AI lets me down again.
I swear to God. Like, and then people are afraid of it taking over the world. Fuck.
Man said it's the worst. It's the worst. But yeah, I mean, we talk about that's what we had, and then you go in if we went a town over Robbins, North Carolina, which is where I went to school at. They had the Chicken Hut, okay, and that's not a chain. That was my man's joint, the Chicken Hut. You could go sit down and eat there. From there on, you had to go drive about 30 minutes either way.
Oh,
to
well,
get to the restaurant.
it looks like there is a place here called Beaver's Pizza in Fort Collins.
Oh, okay.
But they
Okay.
ain't updated their Facebook in over a year and a couple months.
Oh, then they're probably not real. Beaver's Pizza.
Beaver's Pizza.
You ain't even heard of them, and you've been living there a while.
Yeah, but that ain't mean shit. This place, I'm telling you, bro. This place, if you're like if you're like a restaurateur and you got money, this place is like a mecca. It's got fucking amazing restaurants.
Oh, okay.
There's one restaurant, man, I got to go to. It's got an $80 steak, but I got to be a baller. I got to be able. I'm pushing myself to be able to afford an $80 steak.
What's that? A roof? That's like a roof Chris, isn't it?
This is like a little tiny place that only got like 4 tables in it.
$80 steak. Man, oh man. My only issue when they start trying to charge me that much for the food, I'm like, I know it don't taste no better than Texas Longhorn or Texas Roadhouse. I know it don't. Man, slap it on the plate. I know it don't. And you know how much they charge Texas Roadhouse? $13.99. Nigga, I get 2 sides. You know what I'm saying? And I don't even want 2 sides.
Bro, you splurging on them 2 sides.
Yeah, I only want 2 sides. I think that's a hindrance to our waistlines. 2 sides. Folk go in there and get an appetizer, get a salad, get an entree with 2 sides, eat the bread, and get a dessert. I'm like, Bo, you just ate 8,000 calories. God damn. Hey, you not, Bo, I'd be disgusted after I ate all that. But that's the way it is. So we're gonna start wrapping this up, Corey. Hey, I'm going to watch Ballerina on Sunday. So I'm gonna go check that thing out. Some reviews that I've seen so far said that it's a perfect entry in the John Wick franchise. That is good, very good. It didn't do as well as they thought it would in the first week in the box office. The first weekend,
Yeah, it's got a
they were
woman
expecting about
lead.
35 million. They're expecting 35 million and then 25. I don't know if that's it. Look,
Nobody
here's
wants a
what the
goddamn
deal
strong
is,
woman
man.
shit no more. Okay, just give me some John Wick.
Well, look, no, I don't know about that, but here's what I'll say. Okay, is that niggas is broke, man, and so like the shit costing as much as it does, man. If you ain't making good dust, man, you ain't going to watch it in the theater. Not no more. You just ain't. Okay. And I done told folks, man, if you want the economy to be better, the cost of housing has to come down in some shape. Like it just has to. Like there needs to be an offset there. Because if the cost of housing continues to rise, man, all your shops will be closed. Because all niggas will be able to do is just pay rent and get groceries. That'll be it. Pay rent and get groceries. That'll be it. So somebody got to do something different. So yeah, I'm gonna go check that out Sunday. Be part of
I haven't been to a theater in a couple years. I should probably go.
yeah. Go to an early movie. That way you get the damn matinee discount. You know what I'm saying? They're giving like 35, 40% off.
I'll have to take a
You know what I'm saying?
mortgage to buy
Ticket.
a Coke though for like $7, $8.
Just put it on Klarna after pay.
In
Just put it
Florida.
on that. Hell, ain't nobody paying it back no way. So just put it on there and then just not pay.
Oh,
You
is
know what
that
I'm
really happening?
saying? Yeah, they're going under because they're like 100 billion in debt.
Because the
Folks ain't
people ain't
paying.
paying. See, that's what happens when you give broke bitches credit.
Yeah, you can't give them credit, man. That's the whole purpose of credit scoring, checking folks out, man. Because when they broke, they ain't gonna pay. That's just all there is to it. So we appreciate everybody for being with us tonight on this episode of Beyond the Cube. Make sure you're checking out all of Corey's content, okay? CoreyHughes.org, BuddyHistory.substack.com. All right, best historian on the internet by far. A warning from history. JFK extraordinaire.
Oh,
Book is out.
my ebook is now on Amazon and it's on
Okay.
their Kindle Unlimited. So my book is now
Okay.
available for everyone to read if you have a Kindle Unlimited subscription, or you can get a free trial and read my book. So
Okay. Well,
I'm
there we
thinking it's
go.
gonna be
There we
pretty
go. That's the
good
updated way.
because whenever you get something for free, like whenever you have those services like where people can watch it for free, they ain't got to pay money. They always do pretty well. So like our
Hmm.
videos that we did, our documentary that went out on Tubi did killer because people could just flip it on. They didn't got to pay nothing. So those kind of services are awesome.
Okay. Yeah. So go support that way. His Oswald work will be out soon, if I'm correct. Maybe
Yeah, I'm just I've taken like
soon-ish. Soon-ish.
I've taken about a week off just because I knocked out
Okay.
225 pages in about 6 weeks, which was a fucking. I'm still shocked at the pace I got through it, and I literally burned myself out. Like I haven't done shit in
Okay.
like days, and then today I finally recorded a podcast, and then halfway through it, I realized that I had a spinning spiral, and it stopped at 20 minutes, and I fucking wasted my whole time, and I wanted to shoot myself. So
Oh, that is horrific, man. When
I'm
you
just gonna
see
take the
that
rest of
shit.
the I'm gonna take the rest of the week off, and I'll get back with some new shows on Monday. But I'm fucking tired, and we're launching our token on the 1st of July, and
Okay.
we've
Okay.
been heavily stressing over that. We got our money together, everything's been good, and we're ready to rock and roll. And now the anticipation's killing us. So
Okay. Yeah, guys, be on the lookout for that token. It'll be hitting. Um, that's gonna be hopefully it'll be something that's revolutionary as far as creators go, a creator fund. That's going to be the premise of that token. So hopefully it takes off and does well. And this is for the people out there. Ain't so much for anybody to get rich quick. This is just to show support for the small time people out there as well. So yeah, we appreciate everybody for being with us. We'll catch y'all next week beyond the cube. There is no day 0 this Sunday, Father's Day. I got 11th anniversary, so we got some stuff going on. So next time you hear from us, it'll be Beyond the Cube next week. So from your boy XQ420, Powerful and Corey Hughes, we catch y'all on the next Beyond the Cube. Peace out.